What's good, YouTube? And welcome to a pretty big weekend, not just for the Godzilla Apple trailer, but also for Yu-Gi-Oh! There's a YCS, and I actually bought some of my first physical TCG cards in a long time. I usually don't buy cards because I try not to interfere with the market as a whole, but I could not resist going for something much bigger, as well as some Speed Duel Streets of Battle City cards. I think this set is exceptional. I think it looks really good, and when I actually did a post on both Twitter and Facebook about, Speed Duel stamps, like, people didn't know that feeling anymore. People were saying superior card stock, they look great. I haven't heard anybody make fun of Speed Duels, but if you go back a year ago, you would hear a bunch of people criticize the Speed Duel stamp, that, I can't stand that, and people have come around to that card stock quality control, and Dark Magician Girl is going brrr, but that's not what I went for. But you can see that people really are looking at this set and going after some of those secret rares, and there's so much hype actually behind the set that people are reaching back to the old Battle City box and buying cards from there. Jinzo going up, and you have Nobleman of Crossout Breaker, and Jinzo's kind of notable because we have the 25th anniversary boxes, yet people are choosing this secret rare to actually go for as well. Now, when it comes to the newer 25th cards, I don't think the Summon Skull looks all that good, and it's around 35. I actually packed one of these from my sponsor packs on a stream where I did box battles, and I just don't actually like the look of it that much, but I really do like the secret rare here. It reminds me a bit of the 10, and it's going to feel really good. So everything that I got was Summon Skull, one of my favorite all-time cards. I got 12 of those, 9 for a binder page, 3 for a pass format, English LOB Unga Bunga format kind of deck to go against an OCG version of it. I really like it, and it's intuitive. I got Kaikus for Chaos format. I got Dust Tornadoes for Goat format, Creature Swap for Goat format tech. I got 3 of the Dark Magician Arcana because I just think it's neat, even though it's guaranteed within the boxes. I got I think 3 Flame Swordsmen. I might have got a little more. I just like that it is secret rare. It's an upgrade for one of the first times. Gearfried was secret already in the 10s, but I got a couple for the Joey cards. Then I got Marauding Captains and Goblin Attack Force. I love how Goblin Attack Force looks. I think it's super underestimated in here. And if people explore old Beatdown where you have Spear Dragon, Gemini Elf, etc., I think it'll do well. But I think LOB for a Beatdown format would probably be it that Duelist would take to overall. Goat format's not, it's past Beatdown. There's a lot more going there. And then I also got some Legendary Fishermans, and I think that's about everything that I ended up getting. I didn't go full anime nostalgia. I think the old school Widespread Ruin looks a lot better, even though Troop Dupe Scoop format does use Widespread Ruin. This Ultra Art comes from the Millennium Pack. So that is what I ended up going for. I didn't go for top end. I didn't buy out anything, not interfering with the market, but I did notice Summon Skull is going down on listings, and I only bought from 2 sellers, Core TCG and Big City Cards, so I even paid a little more than the bottom end if you're going after yourself using that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. Now, I will say with the 10s, I have been pretty harsh, but before we get to that, my giant Yu-Gi-Oh purchases, some giant Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I've been talking with the Speed Duel community, finally made a huge deal happen. Bubble Man, it looks so nice with the foil in person. Gate Guardian, a classic that I love. I've been on the fence of buying the Bandai one forever, and it went up a lot in price to where I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that. I ended up putting my money here instead. Then I also got Drillroid, one of the ancient stream memes, alongside Bubble Man, if you've lived through there a long time. And then Cyber Dragon was in all 3 of my tops. I cannot resist going for a Cyber Dragon. I spent a pretty penny, but I've enjoyed going after and hunting giant cards and getting connected to the community, while also rewarding duelists, going out to events and playing in those tournaments and being able to pay them for their prizing. That is a super unique piece for myself. I've been really loving that process. Now, when it comes to the 10s, again, I've been harsh. Dark Magician and Stardust are holding-ish. They were trying to be $8, now they're under $7. I kind of expected everything to be $5 and under for promos for a while. Even Norden was $5 when it was a 10 promo, but that came with a promo pack with other estimated value, and then this is 1 promo per pack with RNG for 16 different promos. So a case won't even mathematically let you get every single promo, and I believe it's 4 cases gets you an average of 3 of each promo. Of course, still RNG is going to be there, and you're not going to get the perfect spread usually. usually, right? These tins have gone down further in price despite not more listers. We were at 163. It's down just a buck and some change, but that's weekend one competition where people aren't even back in the office, back from the YCS, sitting down, listing, and I do expect some things to change. But we do have weekend one buyouts already, and it's mostly around the Bestials. I thought Bestial Magnamut would be the target. Lubellion's down a couple more bucks, almost flirting with being under 10. Fenrir's under 10 here for the lowest listings, but Druid Swarm got bought out, and I was scratching my head. I was screaming, confused screaming, and, you know, Jesse Cotton actually came in clutch. No, this is better in the current format, he says, and also a lot of people pointing out that it seems short print. I know I'm just getting back in the swing of things, so I will start researching short prints and doing that more mathematical approach as I used to. Again, was gone for a bit, and it's time to get back to it. But yeah, I really was like, why not Magnuma? Mix of Banless Spheres and Perception, short printing, and apparently this actually being better within the format. So yeah, it went up, and even past Regulus here being third place in the 10s. Garura down just a hair, Runic Tip down, Blazing, these were 5s, they're down from there. Also Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon getting a little buyout from like $1.50 towards 3 some odd dollars. And then also Bestial Sorinir is going, I'm sorry for murdering pronunciations, he's actually getting bought out and going up in price as well for the Bestial package. But overall, I think you're going to see a lot more quantities of cards come through Wednesday. You'll see more competitive listings, and we'll see how the prices actually do settle from there. But the 10s so far are a failure in terms of price. Don't let me tell you how to live your life. If you want to open 2 of these, support a local game store, get yourself also, you know, a Lost Art promo in the process, go ahead and do it. I've seen so many fun reactions despite the low prices. So I pulled this, like somebody actually, while you know, doing a Zexal cosplay, pulled Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, and that's a pretty cool promo and moment, and you can do little sealed challenges with them, that kind of stuff. Like, opening sealed is still fun, and the cheaper it is, you know, for the price point with good cards inside, it's not bad. It's just that these 10s are not what 10s should be as a whole, in my opinion. They're missing a promo pack with multiple cards. They're missing better value inside that keeps getting pulled out for other sets, and then short printing inside happens, which shouldn't be happening with 10s in my opinion. But again, let me know what you think about the Megatins, because I have been relatively harsh, and I think I'm still going to take up that stance that they could have been way better, in my opinion. Stay Classy has some new field centers. If you add the Ray and the Rose, you'll get buy one, get one half off in your cart, and code What's Good 5 for 5% off, and to support the channel directly will work. And they also have a new tour guide and the Fenrir before Fenrir gets hit on a list. Everyone's crying about the 10s getting hit on the list. I don't think Konami will make that mistake like they did in 2017 with Zodiac, but we'll have to wait and see. That is still speculation. But this tour guide looks great, and tour guide's actually in the metagame with Unchained, as we're about to talk about. And then we do have the backs of these cards, as always, are even a double flip where you can do something different with your field center. So again, Stay Classy LLC, code What's Good 5 for 5% off, and support the channel directly is great over there. Just another note about the 10s, Rite of Armus here, secret rare from Battles is down half, of course, as you have like the other prismatic secret rare option for just mega cheap. This is the job of the 10s, and actually it's pretty low on quantity, so it's starting to push up. You might want to get that sooner than later using the TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. But when it comes down to this, like, there are going to be a lot of people hunting the cards from the 10s. You will see some prices go up, and hopefully that does help the 10s just a little bit. When it comes to the 25th promos in the 10s, it is causing just a hair of hype elsewhere. Like, you're seeing some of these actually rebound and go back up in anticipation for them being here and actually stabilizing. So Blue Eyes did have a huge dip, and it's actually coming back up from the Legendary Collection. And I just think the Legendary Collection's probably better value than the 25th box, especially from the pulls that I ended up seeing. Not only myself, but other people have. Fiendish Rhino Warrior. You want to feel old? Its latest printing is from Layer of Darkness. That's over 5 years ago at this point. Layer of Darkness was over 5 years ago. Where did our lives go? But Fiendish Rhino Warrior is on buyout mode for all versions, including the structure deck. You might want to pick your bulk or tear apart your BA decks. And the super rare is really, really up there. It's $15 plus. Also, with Unchained cards in general, you see the Secret Rare, Soul of Rage, and Ultra are both up there. I would personally spend a couple more dollars on the secret if you're going for the deck. And then Soul Lord of Yama coming down just a hair versus the $14-15 it was going for, towards $12. As things change really quickly with these decks. Again, Tour Guide into Fiendish Rhino Warrior is like a huge combo for the deck, is what's happening with Fiendish Rhino Warrior. And also Abomination Prison doesn't say Unchained on the card. The secret rares are mad up. Remember, this was short printed in Chaos Impact because we still had short prints within the core sets then, and the ultra rare is also pretty big value out of the 2010s. I just wanted to go through some old sets, and seeing how down bad Wild Survivors is nothing new for collector rare sets, but some of the collector rares are creeping up. Tikaboo, very low listings, reminds me of Rivalry, where it ended up on buyout mode, and you can see it rebounding here from the $47-48 mark, and now the lowest are around $60 plus, and quickly rising from there for verified sellers. So do be aware, if you have that collector rare or hunting it, it's going. And also Soul Eating Overraptor is going up as Ultimate Conductor Tyranno goes down. Well, you're always going to probably be playing 3 Overraptor as long as it is at 3, and Conductor Tyranno's a 1 of to 2 of usually, even though it's the big bad boss. So estimated value pulled shenanigans kind of going there, even though the estimated value of the box itself is mad down. Also, just dinosaur lovers in general are really dedicated to the deck. You can see Ground Xeno is still a $25 plus cards. That does speak to how these side sets with cards locked inside of them until reprint can end up generating value, even if the set is doing very poorly for itself. I mean, if you're hunting a specific collector rare, again, you're opening about 4 cases to see 1 of each +1 on average, because, you know, you're only seeing 3 per case average, or 4 per case average, isn't it? It's something around there, and it's really just hard to end up pulling them all when you're looking through it. I think it's 4 per case average on collector rares, if I'm not mistaken. Then we also have Ringo Worm, the Dragon, guarding the 100 apples. This card that got a lot of hype when it came out, and has done nothing but fall for a while, is starting to tick up just a little. So if you're interested in this card, I think it's a great time to personally get it. I don't see it going much lower than 5, and interest is rebounding into it, and I think it's a really amazing combo piece in general that's underestimated at this price most likely. But I'm not a financial advisor channel. I don't know the future of card prices and where they're going to end up going within the metagame. I just think there's a lot of potential, and sometimes that player brain can really interfere with the market brain, but my player brain likes that card. Divine Sword Phoenix Blade Champion Pack is on buyout mode in full. The lowest near mint is towards 27. Be aware that this is for Infernoble combo, yep, it seems, and yeah, there are other versions of the card, of course, and those are actually not the cheapest in the world, all $2 plus common, so if you come across that in bulk as well, hey, you got a little bit of money. Yeah, you know, isn't this banned in the OCG? Yeah, like, it's one of those differences. And finally, Phantasme is going a lot crazier. I already covered this going up. The quantities are even lower, and when you start clicking on these, the prices are shooting up. Like, these are all Korean copies at first, the non-verified sellers, etc. Another Korean parallel rare. These are getting pricey out here, $7+, and when we get to verified, it's towards $8+ to $10 on the super rares. You might want to settle and double sleeve them gold rares if you're on a budget. Just saying. 116 listings still on that one. People really, you know, be allergic to gold rares in this. I don't understand actually at this point. I know the reception to it is not that great. I know alter art doesn't look as good, but you know, people are willing to settle, apparently just not with gold. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Get excited for all the kaiju stuff happening. It's been a great week. Godzilla, you have -1. You also have the Apple trailer, and then the Gamera on Netflix. Great kaiju sweep out here, really.